to the Best Day Ever Crafting podcast. This is a podcast about my making journey and celebrating with you all the reasons why creating, crafting, making every day makes for the best day ever. My name is Trisha, and you can find me in several places on Instagram as Tie-Dye Diva, as well as _fiber tree. The Fiber Tree Instagram account is where I post lots of content on journaling and planning, and I keep my followers updated on shop updates for the Fiber Tree. So that's Instagram, and on Ravelry you can find me as Tie-Dye Diva. There will also be show notes on Ravelry in the Best Day Ever Crafting podcast group. So feel free to head over there, post your projects, ask questions about this episode or past episodes. We would love to have you. So welcome, and an extra special welcome to any new viewers. Have definitely seen an uptick in subscribers. So thank you so much for subscribing and for spending a little bit of time with me. I know there are so many crafting podcasts out there, so I really do appreciate that you've chosen to subscribe to this one. And so, speaking of knitting podcast, I wanted to tell you about a new to me podcast that I'm absolutely enjoying. It's called Wool and Wine, and it's three ladies, Tammy, Claudia, and Janet. And they are very prolific knitters, in particular sweater knitters, producing amazing, beautiful finished objects. A couple of them have only been knitting for a couple of years, which is just amazing considering the technicality of the projects they're doing. So yes, just a very pleasant podcast. And the bonus is that at the end they taste a new wine together, which is right up my alley. So congratulations, ladies, for your new podcast. I highly recommend them. So it's been a while. As you know, normally I try to record every 2 weeks. And I think this is like going on the fourth week now. I've been quite under the weather. Won't go into too many details with that, but I'm definitely on the mend and feeling a little better each day. So let's just hope that continues. So because it's been so long, I have so many things to share with you. In the week that I was really under the weather, I didn't knit at all. And that just tells you how poorly I was feeling. Normally, even if I'm just not feeling my best, I knit every single day. It is rarely a day that I don't knit. But during that time, I didn't knit. I didn't work in my journal. It was pretty bad. So when I started feeling better, I was knitting like the wind. Got back into my journal, got back on Ravelry and queued some new projects, and I got a couple of new capstones to share with you. So yeah, definitely feeling so much better, which I'm so happy and grateful for. So again, so many things to share today. But before, let me get a sip of tea. I'm having some black tea flavored with black currant, and it's really good. So I got a few show notes on my phone. So the first thing we're going to do is we have a prize giveaway for today's episode. In the last episode, I showed you my pressed flowers hat, which is a pattern by Amy Christophers. And I was enjoying it so much, I decided to give away 3 of that pattern to you viewers. And thank you all so much for your comments. But the 3 winners that were chosen are Percy McQueen 5040, T Pool 69, and Shirley Knits 123-7. So again, Percy McQueen 5040, T Pool 69, and Shirley Knits 123-7. So get in contact with me, preferably on Ravelry, and send me, just let me know what Ravelry account to send it to. I don't want to assume that your YouTube account is the same as your Ravelry, so definitely contact me on Ravelry, and I'll get that pattern sent right out to you. Also, many of you shared with me your word of the year for 2023, so thank you so much for that. You also chimed in on the question about acrylic yarns versus natural fibers. So if I have time towards the end, we will sit and knit together as we chat about acrylic yarns versus natural fibers. And I'll share with you a couple of other suggestions that were listed in the comments about how I can use some acrylic yarns that I have. So I've got 3 finished objects to share with you. I have several whips, as you can see here on my right. So let's get right into it. So the first finished object I want to share with you is my pressed flowers hat. I was able to finish it, and here it is. Again, this is a pattern by Amy Christophers, and I really enjoyed knitting this. This has been in my queue for a while, but I was really inspired by watching Little Big Knits, Selma of Little Big Knits, when she finished hers. I believe hers was pink or red, or a reddish pink. Absolutely beautiful, and I knew I had to cast on immediately. So here it is. The yarn that I used is Bougie Le Petit Lamb's Wool, and there is that's what it looks like in the skein. It is listed as a fingering weight yarn. It's a very light fingering. This is not superwash. This is pure wool. It's 270 yards per 50 grams. So quite a bit of yardage on this. So the color, the contrast color, this blue with specks of pink. I don't know whether you can see that or not. This color is turquoise and green pink turquoise, or turquoise fruit rose. And the main color was this really pretty bluish green, almost like a petrol, really dark and moody, really pretty. And that color is blue turquoise, dark blue turquoise. And as you can see, I have quite a bit of yarn left. I would venture to say I probably have enough to knit another hat, maybe the inverse of the colors that I have here. Really enjoyed this project. It is the color work pattern is charted, but very easy to follow. And I'll try this on so you can see what it looks like on. I could also pull it down a little bit and make it a bit more slouchy, but I think the first way I had it is the way I'm more likely to wear it. That's usually how I wear my beanie style hats. This hat is light as a feather. It is just so light and fluffy. It blocked out beautifully. My little flowers looked really wonky before I wet blocked this, but once it blocked, they smoothed out really nicely. And there you can see the crown decreases. I definitely have some design elements in here. Some of my flowers are a bit wonky, but that's okay, because nothing is perfect in nature either, right? So really love this, and I can see making another one. So in the Pressed Flowers series of patterns, first there was a shawl, and then there was was it the sweater that came after the shawl? Yes, there was the sweater, and then there was the hat. Or was it the hat and then the sweater? But now, so it's 4 patterns, because now there is a cowl. There is a pressed flowers cowl, which is definitely on my to make list. So definitely check out the pressed flowers series. You winners who won the pattern, if you want to choose one of the other patterns, either the cowl or the sweater, let me know. It's your choice, but I just absolutely think you're going to really enjoy working with this motif. So the second thing that I finished is this really cool cowl here. I'm pretty sure I was working on this the last time I recorded. This is the Saturday Shrug, and this is a pattern by Jackie Rose. She's one of the ladies of the why am I drawing a blank? Caddy Jack's Knits podcast. And this pattern has literally taken the knitting community by storm. Everybody is making it. It's so relaxing and enjoyable to make, and it's completely and totally functional. So it's designed to wear as a shrug, to fit over your head and down your shoulders. As you can see, my cowl has quite a bit of stretch, but not enough stretch to fit comfortably over my shoulders. I think part of the reason that is the biggest part is the yarn that I chose. So this is a big box store yarn. This is, let me see, do I have the bag? It is a Hobby Lobby brand. I'm going to put it right here at the bottom. But basically, it's 50% merino wool and 50% polyester. And while it's really squishy and soft, that 50% polyester is only allowing it to stretch but so far. So it's definitely better suited for a cowl, which is also another option to wear it. If you don't want that finished edge showing, you can also always just tuck it inside. But as you can see, it's beautiful, it's substantial. But I'm going to give this one away. I've already asked a really good friend of mine if she thinks she would like it, and she said yes. So this one I'm going to give away. And I recently purchased a mystery kit to make one of these from the Lamb and the Kid. The Lamb and the Kid are doing a collaboration, I should say, with the Caddy Jack's Knit ladies. So she's been offering lots of options in Lamb and Kid yarn to make this. But you don't have to use Lamb and Kid. There are options to knit it in a DK weight, a worsted weight, and I believe now even like a super bulky weight. So I'll show you my kit that I purchased from Lamb and Kid when we get into stash enhancements. Yes, that's what we're calling it. No more acquisitions, but stash enhancements. But I will show you what I pulled from my stash yesterday, because I want to make another one for me in really bright spring colors. And so this is what I have thus far. How amazing is this going to be? So as you can see, I've got some mohairs, I've got some DK weight yarns to pair it with, and so that's my plan. I'm still not completely decided on which colors I'm going to use, but I will decide soon. Hopefully by the weekend I'll be able to narrow down my colors and cast on. So really excited about that. The kit that I got, the mystery kit from Lamb and Kid, is absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you later, but the colors are definitely more of a fall winter theme, and since we're going into the spring, I wanted something a little brighter. So yes, that is the Saturday Shrug by Jackie Rose. And then my other big finished object is that I was able to finish my Ranunculus sweater. So here it is. I absolutely love it. The fit is so perfect. There's the lace you can see. And I think on the last podcast I said I was going to do short sleeves, but I decided to do long sleeves because I was enjoying it so much and I had quite a bit of yarn that I wanted to use. So I opted for long sleeves. And I really wanted to do more of a balloon sleeve. And I think I would have gotten that effect if I would have done some rapid decreasing, but and it kind of balloons a little bit, but not as much as I wanted it to. But I still absolutely love this. So the yarn is from Queen's Yarn Boutique in her Pop Life fingering and her mohair. Is it Revolution mohair is what she calls it. And the color is Sherpa. So really beautiful. This is showing up really true to color, which is pretty cool. What else can I say about this? Oh, this pattern, I and so many other podcasters have talked about why it's so awesome. It's very well written. It's easy to follow. The lace motifs are really fun to do. There's video support for the parts you might not be familiar with. And I think the biggest draw for me is how little yarn it takes to make this. So it is knit on a US 7 for the body, and I believe a US 6 for the neckline. I was able to knit a long sleeve sweater in my size. I'm about a 50-inch bust, and I run between a 1X and a 2X in commercial clothing. But I only used 2 skeins of the fingering and 2 skeins of the mohair. And I meant to bring what I had left over. I was really playing yarn chicken with the mohair, but I made it, which I just think that's just incredible that I can get a sweater for my large frame out of just 2 skeins of fingering and 2 skeins of mohair held together. It is slightly cropped, but definitely not as cropped as the pattern has you to knit it. I would say it hits me like maybe a ½ inch below my belly button, if I had to guess. Also, I have not blocked this yet, which I think is incredible because I think that's a testament to this yarn, how beautiful it is. It's just the Pop Life fingering. It's very plump. It's very squishy. It's very springy. And then, of course, with the addition of the mohair, it just makes it so luxe and so substantial feeling. So I cannot say enough good things about this pattern or the Queen's Yarn Boutique yarn. I have sweater quantities in other colors that I cannot wait to use up. So I'm going to give this pattern a break for now, but this is by no means my last Ranunculus sweater. So again, Ranunculus by Midori Hirose, and I will have show notes for all of these things I talk about, linking to my project pages as well as the designer page. So let's get into progress on works in progress. So we'll just start from the front. So what's in here? This is this adorable bag from By the Lakeside. Sandra, who has a lovely podcast, By the Lakeside. So this is something I cast on this week. This is called I think it's called the Pebble Beach Cowl. And let me just show you the progress I have on this. Show you some of the details. And let me show you the yarn. So this yarn, I believe, came out last year. from, I want to say Plymouth, but let me make sure. Yes, this is a Plymouth yarn, and it's called Beach Pebbles. And there it is in its full skein. And this is what it looks like close up. So as you can see, every maybe 5 inches or so, you have these little blips of gray. So in this cowl, it's very simple. It is a free pattern on Plymouth Yarn's website. You basically knit in one by one ribbing for 1 inch. Can you see that ribbing there? And then you just do straight knitting, straight stockinette stitch, except when you get to, so let me knit until I get to one of those gray blips. So when you get to a gray blip, you can see this next stitch here is gray. You purl it. You just purl it, and then you just knit until you get to the next one. And when you purl that stitch, it kind of like pops out to the front. Some of them don't pop out as prominently as others, which I think is kind of the charm and the whimsy of this pattern. But I love this. I think it is so cute. And I think that this spring and summer, you know, when you go out to eat and it's like super, super cold, you just need a little something around your neck. It's going to be perfect. So this color is black gray mix. I think I purchased this from Clover Hill Yarn Shop when I was visiting friends in Baltimore. Hey Stacy, Steph, and Tasha. And I think we all bought this because we loved it so much. And I'm trying to think, was there another pattern? There may have even been another pattern that featured this yarn, which made us buy it. But yes, thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying it. It is knit on a US 8 needle. It's very simple and definitely something you can do while watching TV or maybe listening to an audiobook, because it doesn't require a lot of your concentration. So, okay. Now here's another color of this yarn, the Beach Pebble. This color is Navy 25. So this is a navy gray mix. So, because I don't think I'm going to want to knit 2 of these, I'm going to gift these to one viewer, so that you can knit yourself the Pebble Beach cowl. So to enter that giveaway, tell me, do you knit summer knits? Do you knit cottons and linens for summer wear? Because that's definitely something I want to do. I've acquired some summer cotton merino blend yarn that I want to make a tank top or a short sleeve sweater with. So let me know if you like to knit summer knits and what some of your favorite patterns are, or even if you don't, maybe it's something you want to do. So just leave a comment on this video, and we will draw a prize. We will draw the prize winner in the next episode. Okay, so let's move on down the line. What do we have in this? Another By the Lakeside bag. And, oh yes, this is a new pair of socks that I cast on. And wouldn't you know it, I don't have the yarn. I'm looking up because I'm looking at the box that it came in. So I'm going to try to tell you as best I can the maker of this yarn. So this is by Unique Yarns, and this is their self-striping gradient yarn. It comes in a box, which is really cool, and you get 2 matching skeins in the box. It's already balled up for you, which is really great. Excuse me 1 second while I clip off of this call. I've been getting so many spam calls on my phone, which is really, really annoying. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that. Anyway, so look at how beautiful this yarn is. So as you can see, it started with the purple, and the purple gradiates into this beautiful red. See the reds there. And then the gray started out, this greenish gray is gradiating into a gold. So really, really fun yarn to work with. Beautiful yarn. It's really squishy. It's interesting in texture. It's really lightly plied, but it's springy still. So thoroughly enjoying these. And these just get knit. I stick them in my bag if I'm on the go and I'm riding with someone, if my husband is driving or whatever. And let me show you what's left. So as you can see, that red is getting redder and redder, and I think it's going to go back to purples. The beige, the gray that was a beige is going into yellow, as you can see here. And then there are even some mint greens and purple. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get down to the mint green color. I really hope so. But yeah, really, really beautiful, beautiful yarn. So we'll see how many of these colors I'm actually able to incorporate in this sock. And then cast on sock number 2, my only challenge will be making sure that it starts in the same place, because I really, really would love them to match as closely as possible. And I'm knitting these, I'm using magic loop, the magic loop method. And I believe these are Addy needles, but I can never remember the name of them, but they've got this really cool texture on them that feels really good in the hands. I'll put it right down here below what these are called, but I really, really enjoy working with these. These are a US 1 2.25 or 2.50, probably closer to a 2.50, I believe. So yeah, just and the pattern for this, these are the from the Crazy Sock Lady magic loop socks, fingering weight magic loop socks, because I think she also has a DK weight magic loop sock pattern. Let me just check one thing before I continue. Okay, I was actually checking work email. I'm on my lunch break for work again, so I just want to make sure nothing major is going on I needed to interrupt for. Okay, so let's keep it moving. This is something you have already seen before. This is a scarf that I'm knitting as a gift, and I'm almost done. This pattern is called the One Ball Scarf. It is a free pattern by Lion Brand Yarn. And there you go. You can see the texture and the details on this pattern. This is my second time crocheting this pattern. The first one I did for my husband in a blue yarn. Same yarn. This yarn is called I Love This Yarn. And this color is just absolutely beautiful. It's black and gray. Really, really nice. So manly. And yeah, I'm just about, so this is all I have left of this hank. And I'm going to message the recipient this weekend to see if he wants fringe or not. Hopefully he doesn't. I don't really enjoy doing fringe, but I will if I have to. So yeah, making really, really good progress on this. I hope to finish this weekend as well, because there are so many things I want to make. But I'm really trying to exercise some restraint on how many things I cast on so that I don't get overwhelmed. I did find the ball band for this. So again, this is, I love this yarn, and the color is Nocturnal. Yep. And I would tell you what crochet hook I'm using, but I think it's in my bedroom because that's the last place I was working on this. And the pattern, you will notice when you look at this pattern, it's a much narrower pattern because it's made to use up the one ball gradient yarn from Lion Brand. So I significantly increased the number of stitches on mine. I believe I chained, I want to say 31. I think it has to be an odd number. But you'll see the pattern. If it's an even number, you just kind of like, you can gauge it, but you don't have to stick to what that pattern, to what the pattern tells you to chain. You can make it as wide as you want. Definitely will not be my last time making one of those either. So let's see what we have in this bag. This cute little bag is from Mountain State Stitches, and I acquired this when Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady was doing her summer sock camp last year. I still have my summer sock camp pin on here. Really, really cute bag. So this is a pair of socks. You've seen them before, and I got a story about these socks. These socks were finished at one time, but I had to frog the entire foot because I knit an entire sock without turning the heel. Who does that? Please tell me one of you have done that. I knit the sock without turning the heel, and it just never dawned. Even though I thought the sock looked a bit strange, I just kept going, which is a lesson learned, right? I've knit long enough to know that when something is just not right. So I should have went with that instinct, but I didn't. I knit the entire sock, and I even tried it on. And I said, you know what? This sock is really loose, but maybe it's because the pattern, these are the Rise socks by Tin Can Knits. Interesting thing about this pattern is that when you knit the heel flap, which is usually a knit one, slip one, this doesn't have you knit one, slip one. It just has you knit straight down and then you turn the heel, which kind of threw me off a little bit. So I don't know whether I was thinking that I'm not supposed to do a heel turn because I didn't do the knit one. I don't know, but I will say it was a week before I got really, really sick. So, and I wasn't feeling that great. I was taking a lot of pain medicine. So I think I was definitely under the influence of something. Anywho, I ripped all that back. I had to pick out my Kitchener toe closing, and that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So now I'm back to, here's the heel flap, and I think I'm ready to turn the heel now. I am considering reknitting the heel flap too, because I do have a couple of parts on here where I think I purled and I should have. Yeah, I was just not feeling knitting that week. I think I will. I think I'm going to frog this completely and start my my heel flap over again, just to make sure my stitch count is correct and make sure my edges are nice and smooth, so when it's time to pick up, I don't have any issues. I absolutely love this yarn too. This is at Haynes House. I think this is their Haynesville sock, because they have two fingering weight bases, at least two fingering weight bases. And the color is Passages of Hope, Freedom. So yeah, you can even see on the sock that is correct. It looks like it's really, really short, but it fits well. It's really, really roomy in the heel because you don't have that knit one, purl, slip one heel flap, but they fit really, really well, especially since I turned the heel on this sock. So hopefully the next time I record, I'll have these finished. I don't like to have more than one pair of socks on the needles at one time, and now I have 3 pairs of socks on the needles. So I get a little antsy when it's just too much going on. So I got to get at least one of these pairs of socks done. Okay, I think I have one more whip to show you. It's a big whip. It is a big, epic whip. Let me get another sip of tea. That is so good. So, in this bag, which is a bag by Pink Hazel Knits, is my sweater for the Bougie sweatshirt knit along, which is being hosted by Casey of the Young Folk Knits podcast. So basically, I think I talked about this the last time. You basically knit a sweater that is cozy and that gives you sweatshirt vibes. So I chose the Lento sweater, which is a pattern by, oh, hold on a second. I want to say Natasha, but I don't think that's correct. So let me just go really quick to my Ravelry page. I have a few notes here on my phone, but not detailed. So the designer is Jana Hitalia, and let me show you the project page for the Lento. So as you can see, it's a really simple top-down raglan construction. And the pattern first has you to do a double fold neckline, which is absolutely beautiful, I think. I can't wait to see how this sits up on my neck. And then once you do that, that's really the only involved, I won't even say complicated because it was very simple to do. The only involved technique in this sweater, and then once you do that, you just knit your raglan increases until it's time to divide for the sleeves. And it's very simple, straightforward. There is some short row shaping in the back, which is what you want to make sure everything lays flat. But again, not complicated. And it does call for German short rows, which I think are just so much easier than traditional short row shaping. So I'm going to pull this up a little closer so you can see the fabric that I've created. Now, I don't know whether you can tell, but there's a lot of sparkle going on in here that is so beautiful. I don't think the camera is picking it up too good, but it's definitely there. So the yarns that I'm using are, so my main color is this here, which is Matlintage Merino Light in glitter. So you can see the sparkle a little bit better in the skein. And I am holding it with this beautiful mohair. This is from Dapper Dye Works. And this is an unnamed color, what he called Hits from the B-side. And let me see if I can, because at the very beginning of the sweater, I used a lighter color mohair because my goal is to create a gradient, a very subtle gradient. So this is what was held for the neckline and a good portion of the top part of the sweater. And now I'm working with this darker color. And then I will follow up with an even darker mohair. And then I will go into some grays. And as you can see, these have already been wound up. These are from previous projects. So I'm going to get darker and darker until I get to, hold on, it's in here. So the very end of the sweater, I'm gonna hold with this Katia Concepts mohair, which I believe is mohair and polyester. So a very dramatic ending is what I'm hoping for this sweater. So the bottom of the sweater as well as the sleeves are going to be black, and I'm hoping I can do a really nice fade from grays to black. So that is the plan. I'm going to hold it up again. I don't think you can see the fade as well. Oh yeah, you can you tell? See how dark it is at the top? And then actually it's lighter at the top. I'm sorry, I'm hesitating because someone's ringing my bell and I think it's a package delivery. And then it's definitely got a little darker, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. A very, very subtle fade is what I want to go for. So I'm enjoying this so much. I cast this on, maybe, it hasn't even been a week. I think I want to say, so I was knitting on it during the Super Bowl. And can we just say yay, Rihanna? That was so thoroughly entertaining, that halftime show. It hasn't been a week, so I must have cast, yes, I cast on for it last Saturday. And for reference, today is Friday, February 17th. So I've been knitting on this for about 6 days. And I've got quite a bit of progress done. So the Bougie sweatshirt make along goes on until the end of March, I believe. So I have plenty of time, but I definitely want to get this done because, like I said, I have so many things I want to do, including my Saturday Shrug, and there are a couple of other projects down the pike I want to do. I feel like the designers have just been cranking out some of the most amazing patterns, and it's really, really hard to stay on track. So making it hard for a maker out here. So let me take a quick peek at my notes to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Okay. So let's get into some stash enhancements. Where should I start? Let's start with the February Farmer's Daughter Sock Squad. So here it is. How lovely is this? This is, the color is Rocky Mountain Pearls. And this is on her 80% superwash BFL and 20% nylon. It's 400 yards, and the mini same base is 80 yards, and the color of the mini is Bitterroot. So how beautiful is this? I don't know. I kind of feel like this base is a new to me base for the Sock Squad. I don't remember getting this yarn in a recent, I have to look into that. But anyway, I absolutely love it. I'm going to try so hard this year to knit more. I'm at this point hoarding these skeins, and I really, really, really want to make with them. I want to work on actually knitting socks with them. Just looking at how pretty that is. Look at that coloring. So pretty. This is just so pretty. I can't stop staring at it. Okay, so that's the Farmer's Daughter Sock Squad for February. So this, I'm going to show you next the Lamb and Kid Mystery Saturday Shrug kit that I got. So I hope you can see this. I really don't want to take it out of the package. But I ended up getting 4 skeins of Todd worsted. The Todd worsted is a 65% yak, 35% cashmere blend, which is just so delightfully yummy. So these 2 greens are the Todd worsted, and these 2 plum colors are Todd worsted. 114 yards each. So I've got 2 each of those, and then I've got the the birdie, which is a light fingering made out of alpaca and silk. And these are 328 yards each. So the idea is that I would hold this birdie with the pretty plum color, and then the darker green birdie with the green color. So it's going to be super beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But again, we're going into spring, so I'm going to hold off on this one until the fall of this year, which will be here before you know it. But just this was definitely a treat to me. But it's beautiful yarn. It feels so good. If you don't know, Sarah, who is the owner of the Lamb and Kid, you know what? Don't quote me on that. I know for a fact she's the owner of the Diamond Lane, and I'm not quite sure how Diamond Lane and Lamb and Kid, what the relation is. It's got to be some type of collaboration there, and there's a brick and mortar store called the Lamb and Kid. So I don't know for sure, but the birdie is a Diamond Lane brand, and the Tot Worsted is a Lamb and Kid brand. So I just want to make that clear. But I was going to say that if you don't know, Sarah of Diamond Lane, Sarah Diamond of Diamond Lane used to be the owner of the Plucky Knitter. And that's one of the things that always drew me to Plucky, were their bases and their color. Very interesting bases that you just couldn't find anywhere else. And I kind of feel like she's repeating that with her Diamond Lane yarns. Beautiful colors. Her sense of color is just impeccable, unmatched. So yes, we'll be following Diamond Lane on this journey as well. So let's see, what else do I have to share? So my Yarnable subscription came. I put my Yarnable on hold for a couple of months, and I decided to pick it back up again, but this time I decided to do the DK weight. And the reason I did that is because during the Crazy Sock Lady Summer Sock Camp, I knit a pair of DK weight socks. It was my first pair of DK weight socks, and I actually wore them a couple of weeks ago, and I can honestly say that is the most comfortable pair of socks that I have ever made. I wore them with my Crocs, and they were so warm, so cozy, and I was thinking that they were going to be too thick to wear with Birkenstocks or Crocs, but they're just perfect. So I said, well, since I have so much fingering weight yarn, let me test out her DK weight. So this is the first installment of that for me. And this color, so I think this is the February. Yes, this is from the February collection, and the color is Love Language. So this is on her plush DK base, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend, 248 yards. So can you imagine a pair of socks in this? Or another reason I said I would try the DK base is that I love a DK weight shawl. So I could collect enough of these to make a DK weight shawl. That would be awesome. I'm really feeling the purples here lately too. Wasn't really a purple girl, but really feeling the purple, and really feeling purples and greens together. So lovely. So definitely have more options. So also with the Hypnotic yarn subscription comes several treats every month. They're cute little sticker. And this is interesting. This is a notepad for tracking your projects. So really nice. I want to keep this on my table in my bedroom. I've set me up a little cozy spot near my bed where there's a table. There are a couple of tables. One that I keep books and other projects in, and then another one where my computer is so I can look up projects. And so I'm just going to keep this on inside the basket of one of my tables so that if I don't have my my project notebook with me, then I can still take some notes. So this is really, really nice, and it's really, really pretty also. I could also, once I'm finished with one of these, I could easily tip it into my existing crafting journal with some washi tape. And let's see what else came in here. It's also cool that you can get a discount. There's a scratch off every month, so you can get a discount on other hypnotic yarns. And finally, well, there's one more thing. The pattern that came with it is called the Always and Forever Hat. That's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And finally, it also came with a tote bag, which says, "Yarn is my love language." So very, very nice. Very, very nice. So this subscription opens and closes periodically throughout the year. So I believe now it is closed, but if you are interested in subscribing, there's a way to put your name on a wait list so that you can be notified when she has spots open. Okay, so what else do we have? This skein of yarn I purchased from Earth Tones Girl, which is Denise, and she collaborated with Woolens and Nosh to bring this beautiful skein of yarn to us. This was for her Falling Leaves sock knit along, and it just flew. Every time Woolens and Nosh would dye it up, it would just go. It would sell out, and I was never able to get it. But she opened up a listing about 6 weeks ago as a pre-order, and I was so happy to be able to get in on this. So I'm going to hold off on these for the fall too. I don't know though. I don't know if I'm going to wait till the fall. It's just so pretty. And she was kind enough to gift me one of her progress keepers. She doesn't call them progress keepers though. She calls them, I can't remember the name of it, but it is a type of progress keeper, but she has a really cute name for what she calls it. Anyway, the color of this is Falling in Love. And the base is so incredibly amazing. I wish there was Fill-O-Vision so you could feel this. It is so squishy and plump. It is a 90% superwash tarhi and 10% nylon. It is a 3-ply yarn, 410 yards, and it also comes with the mini. So I'm so happy to finally be able to get my hands on one of these. Really, really looking forward to knitting those up. So the only other thing I have to share with you is something I picked up from my local yarn store, which is, well, one of my local yarn stores, which is Fiber Space in Alexandria, Virginia. They're so cool. They always give you a tote bag with your order. This is the one I got recently. So the week after I was really sick, the following week I decided to take a couple of days off work. I was still working, which wasn't smart. I should have just taken off when I wasn't feeling well. But when I finally started feeling more like myself, I said, let me just take a couple of days off so that I can regroup and get some things done around the house. I wasn't able to get done and make follow-up appointments with the doctors and whatnot. And then the second day, my husband and I decided to go out to lunch and just run errands and do some fun things. And so I said, you know what? Can you take me to the yarn shop? Because that always makes me feel better. So, of course, he said yes, being the wonderful man that he is. And I picked up this here. This is Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, and the color is Rust. I believe I got 5 of these because I definitely, as I mentioned before, want to make a summer garment. And I've heard really, really good things about this yarn. It feels amazing. So yeah, I've already put some summer garments in queue and really looking forward to um, making something for the summer, spring, summer. And I also picked up this Knitting for Olive mohair. This color is pomegranate. I thought it would blend really, really well with this, just in case one of the patterns I picked up has mohair in the yoke. And I just love adding mohair to my projects. So that's the real reason, right? I just love it so, so much. And I don't think I told you what I'm wearing. This is one of the Millie sweaters that I knit. This is a pattern by the ladies of Nice and Knit, who are no longer dyeing yarn. And unfortunately, this pattern is no longer available on Ravelry. But I'm going to reach out to them to ask if it's okay if I share the pattern. They have made it very clear on Instagram a few months back that they're no longer dyeing yarn. And like I said, the pattern's no longer available on Ravelry. But I'm just going to see if they would mind if I shared the pattern with anyone who would like to have it. So, and this was stranded, but the reason I brought it up is because this was stranded with mohair, and this really beautifully textured yarn is from Chelsea Yarns, and this is her cobblestone base. So another really wonderful combination of yarns, the cobblestone with the mohair. There's one other thing I do want to share with you. My good friend Samantha Cannon has a lovely business called Cozy and Bliss. And when I saw this on her website, I could not resist. So this is going to be my mug while I'm working my way through the Bougie sweatshirt make-along. How cute is that? Bougie but humble. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you, Sam. And I believe she still has these on her website. I will link to her lovely website in the show notes. So we're already coming up on 56 minutes and no, 57 minutes. So I think I'm going to forego the sit and knit together. The only other thing I want to share with you is a new segment that I want to add to the podcast, and it is my favorite things. So as I come across products and things that I really, really like, be it for wellness or food or you know, just whatever I think is just really bringing me joy and you know, helping me navigate through either health issues or you know, working on better nutrition, I'll share it with you. So the thing I'm hesitating because, okay, hold on, here's one right here. So I've got three things I want to share with you that are on my favorite things list this week. These are things that I just I can't do without. I could, but I choose not to. So one of them is these hand and lotion bars from Tough Woolens. This particular scent is called Pom Pom Pucker. I'm trying to think. I don't know whether this is the Chelsea Yarns signature scent. Oh, it smells so, so good. To me, this smells like cotton candy and apples. But she has several scents. If you've used the Tough Woolen soap, then a lot of the scents are the same as the Wool Wash soaps. I'm trying to see if I can see what not the flavor, the scent. It doesn't say, it just says Pom Pom Pucker. But The ingredients are written really, really small, but it is cocoa seed butter, lanolin, coconut, beeswax, shea butter, and essential oils for fragrance. So I absolutely love these. They're tiny. They can fit in your purse. You probably notice my hands. I have a lot of dark spots. I suffer from eczema, and for some reason, in the past few weeks, it's just been really, really flaring. And I also have autoimmune psoriasis in the palms of my hands and feet. So, which leaves my hands super dry, super irritated a lot of times. So, and then, you know, when you're working with wool, that's kind of like grabbing the moisture from your hand. So what I like to do is put this on just before I start knitting. I've got these all over the place. They're in my bedroom, they're in my purse. And I like that I can just squeeze it up and put it exactly where I want it, even in like the creases of my hands. And then once I have enough, I can just rub it in. And it doesn't feel greasy, but it definitely is very soothing. Really, really soothing to the hands. And then it makes your hand knits smell really, really nice while you're working with them. So yeah, I found that this is something I cannot do without. So again, from Tough Woolens, this is the Palm Pucker, but you can't go wrong with any of the scents. And she gives really good descriptions, because I know a lot of us are sensitive to scents and just certain things we don't like. But she's got a ton of options on her website. So the second thing, my favorite things, is I subscribe to what is called the Ipsy box. So it is a cosmetic sampling box. So you get it once a month, and I believe it's $10. For $10, you get to sample several different types of beauty products, and I'll just share with you what I got in one of my most recent ones, because they've been so good here lately. So this is from Origins, a really good brand, and it's called Ginseng. This is an energizing gel cream with caffeine and niacinamide. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm assuming this is for the face, because it says an energizing gel cream. And I know that as I get older, skin, it's not what it used to be. So I'm always looking for something to help with moisture and, you know, other issues that you get as your skin ages. This is interesting. This is by Bumble and Bumble. It is a post-workout dry shampoo mist. So this will work well for if you perspire after you you work out, but you don't want to wash your hair. I'm assuming that's what this is for. And then this is really nice. This is from Vitamin Babe. Actually, it's from the Beauty Crop, and the name of this is Vitamin Babe Skin Loving Foundation. So it's a tube of foundation, and they got the color Spot On. I tried it on my hand last night. It's really, really nice. Gives a nice matte finish. And then this is a full-size item. It is an eyeliner, and I believe the color is Americano, so it's a really, really dark brown. Really nice. And then finally, and this is why I said, you know what, I'm going to share this, because this is just almost too good to be true. I received a full tube of MAC lipstick. Not only is it a full tube of MAC lipstick, it is one of the most iconic, famous shades of MAC lipstick. Why did they include a full tube of Ruby Woo. It's the perfect bright red. It's so absolutely gorgeous. It looks good on everybody. And I know I have Ruby Woo, but I've had it for quite a long time. And I know cosmetics don't last forever. So I'm going to discard my old and replace it with the new. So really, really great deal. The Ipsy box is. I will leave a link to that and how you can subscribe if you want to try out the Ipsy box. They have other boxes too, quarterly boxes, a monthly box where you get full-size items, but I just do the sample one. Oh, and also what I love about them is that you get a little cosmetic pouch every month, which makes these make really, really good notions pouches for your making. So definitely a good deal at $10 a month. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to remember, I'm going to include one of these little pouches in the giveaway for these two Pebble Beach yarns. So don't forget to leave a comment on this podcast so you'll receive the yarn as well as one of the pouches from Ipsy. And this, I'm looking back here because this is where I keep them all. Here's a couple more from previous subscription boxes. There's a ton of them over here. So I may, whoever the winner is, I may reach out to you and ask you what your favorite color is so that we can get you something that you love. Now the final favorite thing I want to share with you, I didn't bring it in my craft room because it is a food. So I've been really working on eating breakfast every morning because I'm not always hungry in the morning, but I know that, you know, setting yourself up for a good day of eating is really important to have breakfast. So I have 3 breakfasts that I tend to go to. One is the Wasa crisp. I really, really like those. W-A-S-A, Wasa crisp. And I like to put smashed avocado on it. And then there's the Trader Joe's everything bagel seasoning. I'll sprinkle that over it. And if I have tomatoes, I'll put that on it. So that's, I really, really love that. That means I get some vegetables in the morning. So that, along with a piece of fruit and my coffee, that's one go-to. And if I don't have the Wasa crisp, then I'll just do avocado toast. So this, and the second one is a non-fat Greek yogurt with granola and fruit. So that's breakfast number 2. And breakfast number 3 that I'll go to is oatmeal. So I love oatmeal. I like all types of oatmeal except for the ones in the packet because I don't like those artificial flavors. I'm not a fan. I like to just preferably the old-fashioned oats, and I can you know, cook it and then season it the way I want it, usually with a little bit of butter, a little bit of my husband buys this sprinkling of cinnamon and sugar, so just a little bit of that over the top, and then if I put a banana in it, it's perfectly sweet, just enough. But recently I discovered an instant steel cut oatmeal, which is supposed to be so much better for you. And I got mine from Lidl. Is it Lidl or Lidl? I can never remember how to pronounce that, but it's like a discount grocery store, and it is so good. It is so good. It takes about 5 minutes to cook, but it's just tasty. It's hearty, but it's creamy and smooth. And traditionally, steel cut oats take quite a bit of time to cook. But these, like I said, it takes about 4 to 6 minutes. So I'll cook it. I'll turn off the heat maybe about 2 minutes before it gets done, and I'll just let it sit because it'll thicken up while I'm having my coffee. And then after my coffee, it's perfectly creamy and smooth, just the way I want it. So anyway, instant, not instant, but quick cook steel cut oats. If you can find it, I realize Amazon has a brand of quick cut steel cut oats. Quaker Oats has a brand of steel cut quick cut cook oats. Ooh, try to say that fast 3 times. And then finally, Bob's Red Mill, which they do a lot of gluten-free things. So they also have one, and I may try theirs next once this box is done. But I may actually go back to Lidl and maybe get a couple more boxes, because you know how something good comes around. Trader Joe's is famous for this. They get something good and you're loving it. You go back every 2 weeks to get it, and then they say, oh, we've discontinued that, we no longer have it. So I may this weekend go back to Lidl and get a couple more boxes of the quick cut steel cut oats. So yeah, that's it. Those are my favorite things for this week. What is your favorite thing? Do you have a favorite thing you just cannot resist? Share it with us so that we can benefit from each other. So I think that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I hope to return back in 2 weeks. Just know if I am delayed with podcasting, it's usually for health reasons, but hopefully I am fully on the mend, and I will see you again in another couple of weeks. So find so much joy in your making. Don't forget to join the giveaway for this week. And don't forget to leave a comment. If you are not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Tell your friends, share the video. It is greatly appreciated. So I'm gonna head back to work, and I'll edit this later and hope to have it up this evening. So take care, stay well and healthy, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye-bye.